I wanted to kind of go over my current Fire TV setup. Here you'll see that it's already been established, right? I've already signed into my Fire TV. If you're getting a brand new Fire TV for the first time, you're going to want it to either log in to your Amazon Fire TV account or register a new one. After you get through the first prompts of what apps you'd like to download, such as like Hulu and whatnot, continue forward, and then you're going to get to that home screen. Once you're at the home screen, your internet's more than likely already going to be set up. But just to confirm, you're going to go to settings, you're going to go to network and choose your network. Once that's set up, I want you to go over to My Fire TV. I want you to open that up. Okay, and here it's going to be hard with the screen, how I'm recording, but you're going to go to, there's the About section, but you're going to go to Developer Options. You're going to make sure this ADB debugging is on and Apps from Unknown Sources is on. Okay, once you've had that selected, I'm going to go back to the Home button. Okay, there's some essential apps that we're going to download. If you already have these apps, such as Downloader and File Linked, you can skip forward. If not, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go to Apps right after we've done those other things. And we see Featured, Games, and Categories. So we're going to go to Categories, and under Categories, down towards the bottom, you're going to see Utility. Okay, so select on Utility. Okay, and then yours might be, you know, further down and so forth, but what we're looking for under the utilities is the Downloader app. You're going to click on that, and it's going to give you the option to download. Mine's already downloaded. Okay, so you're going to download that. So once it's downloaded, you're going to open it up, and you'll see where it says Home and Browser. We're gonna click on something really quick. Okay, so we're going to go to Settings, and we're going to make sure Enable JavaScript that all three of these are checked. Once that's done, go back over, go back to the Home button, and we're going to go all the way to the end. Whoops, excuse me. We're going to go all the way to the end, and we're going to type in File Linked. F-I-L-E, F-I-L, File Linked, L-I-N-K-E-D, L-I-N-K-E-D.com. Okay, whoops, not con, excuse me, .com. Okay, http://filelinkeded.com. So we're going to press go, it's going to connect, and you're going to see the screen where it comes right here. It looks like two paper clips that are one's teal and a couple of them are white. And if you move your cursor up and down like this, you'll see that that little red circle, you're going to go over to the download file link, and you're going to click the select button on your remote. It's going to download like such. I canceled mine just because I already have it downloaded. Okay, I just wanted to show you. Once we have those two apps downloaded, you're not going to use this anymore. So you can remove the downloader from your recent file, but we'll go ahead and keep that in there in your recents. If it's not popping up in your recents, it will show over under, see this section that says Your Apps and Channels? You're going to roll all the way to the end, and you'll say See All. Okay, and it's more than likely going to be down at the bottom, you know, because it's a new app that's installed. So we're going to go ahead and open it. Okay, once it opens, you might be prompted. Yours might already come with a bunch of series of numbers like 22222 and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to see on this screen. What we're going to do is, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can turn this up. It's still hard to see on that, but that underneath those numbers, it says continue. So to erase those numbers, you're going to click on the actual numbers themselves and press the select button, and it brings up this menu right here. Okay, so you're going to type in 472-61961. Okay, you got that. Once that's entered, you're going to click the next button, and then you're going to press go, or continue, excuse me. It's going to bring you the area that I've made for each Flex TV. It's going to be a welcome page showing you that we do have free trials for the IPTV and so forth. Go ahead and dismiss that, and it's going to ask you in a few seconds for the newsletter if you're interested in subscribing to a newsletter. I'm waiting for that one to pop up. There it is. And so our first player is the player that we used for IPTV. highly suggest it for an IPTV provider. eFlex is outstanding. It's like traditional cable. It has a great guide. I'm going to show you a little bit of that, and also DVR and catch up for almost all the channels on there. They do have a coupon for Jones IPTV. If you type in Jones IPTV, it actually saves you further savings at their store checkout. So definitely check that out. So download the player. We have Morpheus TV. We have Cyberflix that I've put on here. I have Black Panther. These are all movie players. Now, Black Panther is a clone of Morpheus. This is a little different look. Titanium TV and Cyberflix both look like Terium. They're spin-offs, APKs of like the Terium TV that used to be out. So they're really good. It all depends what you want to use. And then of course you can always add real debris onto those accounts and give you more private servers and links to access. And if you ever have any questions or want to know how that works, just hit me up and I can walk you through that as well. I'll make another video on that as well. So going through one of these, if you want to download one, you would select on the down arrow, you would see it start downloading along the bottom there. And when it's done downloading, that down arrow turns to a play button. We're going to show you that here in a second. So as it zips across the bottom, and it turns to a play button, right? So as soon as I click play, it would ask me to install. I would install. I already have this on here, so I would install and go through the menu prompts, and then you would have Morpheus TV or Cyberflix or any of those other ones. Okay, so now that we've showed you, these movie players and so forth, like you guys have already, now I know you know how to download them, I should say, and this is what it's all about. I'll do another video on showing you how to tweak these and do customized settings, but I just want you to know where you go to easily download these onto your devices, such as Magboxes or Android, like this right here, the Fire TV. Covering the eFlex TV, this is outstanding IPTV. It's better than I've ever seen. I know people say like, oh, this one's the best, and every time they cover a new video, it seems like they're saying that. I've been very picky on my IPTV. I did resell for Epic Streams prior to this, and the service there was too much lag, too much buffering, and people blamed it on IPTV in general. However, I don't see that with this company. I don't see any buffering. I don't see any lag. The streams are really high definition. I don't know if I was going to be able to capture this recording from my iPad, but I just want to show you the menu and so forth. So when we load it up, after we put in the code Jones IPTV and got that discount, goes over to TV, movies. They're really good about adding movies. There's about 20,000, from my understanding, 19 to 20,000 movies, old, new, and so forth. Just looking at some of the new releases, there's no links to find. He put the Oscars on here. That was kind of nice of him, if people missed that. There's so many movies. There's no links. You can just click play movie and it plays. So if I select on it for a second, I don't have to find some high definition link or nothing. It just starts right up. Okay, so for copyright purposes, I'm not gonna play each one, but they all work. There's tons of them on there. Regarding the catch-up, I forgot to cover this before. On catch-up, this is all your channels that have recordings. The Omni one didn't have any recordings, but like let's go to ABC, let's go to Monday, and from the morning time all the way through the evening time, when The Bachelor came on at 5 Eastern time, I can go right to it, right? I can click on it and it'll bring up, and it's on an advertisement right now, but it'll go right to it. Let's say Jimmy Kimmel Live. I missed Jimmy Kimmel Live on Monday. Of course, they're all starting off with ads. But I don't want to stay on too long just for copyright purposes, okay? But there's all the channels in here. You would go down to, goodness, I don't know, cooking channel, cooking DVR, let's see, on a last Wednesday, there's cheap eats, and you'd be able to bring up right there, boom, cooking channel, cheap eats. Okay, so it kind of gives you a little idea. The guide looks really slick. You bring up the guide. Now this is the first time loading it on the Fire TV, so it's on this Fire TV, so it's been a little slow. I moved to another room here to record this. But on the Fire TV, you click the 3 little lines that brings up the menu. You click the back button, and there it is. So again, just 3 little lines, the menu comes up, the back button, it goes away. So it's nice, and it changes channels fast. I select the button, watch, let's see here, find one. I selected the button, boom, it's on in the background. Okay, so 2.5 Man, select it, and then it's on. So there's no lag, and I love, you can see some of these are being recorded right now. So it's phenomenal. There is another way to view the guide. So let's say if you wanted to by category, instead of hitting the three little lines and bringing it up, you would click back, right? If you're watching TV, you click the center button, and it'll bring it up like this. So you could look at U.S. local channels, right? And it would bring it up that way. And you could find your city that you're at and look at your ABC local news. Or if you wanted to look up Major League Baseball, Major League, oh, we already did Major League Baseball, NFL. It'd break it up all the NFL, even the red zone and so forth. There's no football going on right now. I could show you all the local channels, and there's pages after pages over here, right? So your city's in here. Trust me. Your CBS, local station is in here. To me, there's so many channels to look through. Where I just go through the regular guide and look at the East Coast side, and I also look at my DVR. So sports are in the 400s, and all my other channels are within this first couple hundred channels. So yeah, all your HBO zones, East, West, Showtimes, Family Zone, Cinema, Star Comedy. You get the idea, Cinemax. Okay, so hopefully that's kind of showed you a little bit about the guide, a little showing you a little about everything else. On this particular device, for some of those have interested about their local channels, and they're like, yeah, but the IPTV doesn't have local channels. I put a HD antenna, and I use the recast. So I have a DVR function. As soon as I enabled my Fire TV with it and logged in, I have my DVR, so I have all my local channels. These are stuff some of them that my wife has recorded. It has a channel guide, just like the IPTV, but this is all broadcast locally. So she's recording it right now, right? And she can set that up to always record her channels, and you can do new channels and so forth. But these are all the local channels here around our house, and so it has that guide, but it also has the recording priority. And you have recording priorities to say, okay, which ones is going to record in what order. And the settings, the DVR, and so forth. So it's kind of nice, and then we can go and access these anytime. If it's green, that means we haven't played it yet. So I really like the Amazon Recast. It works well for us and the local channels. Not to bore you guys, but for everything else, all my UFC fights, ESPN, all my Major League Baseball and football, I play it right through the IPTV. Most of the movies I play on here, I mostly play it from this device right here, just because he's really good about loading everything on there. But once in a while, there's not a movie on here, and we fall back to that Cyberflix. So that's why I have it in that area, so you guys can download these movie players. If you guys like to see anything else, like to see me cover anything else, like the tweaking of the settings of Cyberflix or adding real debris to the account and seeing the difference, let me know in the comments, and I will cover that in the future videos. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate you guys' support, and as always, check out the videos.